And culture.
Indeed, it's there. Okay, I'm gonna again call this meeting to order. It's approximately 7:03 p.m. on March 2nd. Are there any adjustments to the agenda?
Yes, I would like a deliberative, executive session for litigation, please.
At the
Wherever it falls on the agenda.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So 9.
Visitors and communications, is there anyone here present that is here to speak to anything other than what's on the agenda? Just okay, thank you. And anyone who is going to speak tonight, if you will sign in, have you all signed in? No, would you do so please, right behind you there? Thank you. And so you all are advised that we are a quasi-judicial board, and all applications will need a minimum of 5 positive votes in order to be approved. We do not have a full board here tonight, so you do have the option to table your application in order for a full board to meet, but I have to be honest with you, that's unlikely. I mean, I hate to have anybody postpone and then come back in and find out that we're in the same position that we are now. Okay, so do you wish to proceed, all of you? Okay, thank you so much. We'll just get rid of a couple of the old business that we need to take care of first. First is the minutes of the regular board meeting on January 5th. Just one correction, Janet, on page 3, just a misspelling of because.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there a motion on these minutes?
So moved.
Who's that in the middle? Is that Sarah?
I'll second.
Oh, are you Sarah?
Yeah, that's Sarah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Jeffrey's made the motion to approve and Sarah is seconding it. All those in favor, raise your hand, please.
Hold on, I have a possible correction. Should the under number 6, the motion by Tupper Giles to approve, should that specify which project that motion is addressing? Because it doesn't. It just says approve the project as presented. And this, I believe, was for the Ward 5 school project
She
on
said
Humbert Street. It's on page 3.
Yeah, but number 6 is a deliberative session.
Number 6 is a deliberative session.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then so after deliberative session ended, it lists the motion to approve the project as presented, but it does not specify what project.
Oh, I see, okay.
Should it specify the project
Okay,
that was being approved?
okay. Okay, you'll make that change then, Janet? She needs to refer to the housing project. Doesn't really say that. It should refer to the project. She means that we should be referring to the project by the Granite City Apartments. That the name should be placed in there, so we know which project it's being approved.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess there was only 2 things that night, and the other one does say the Elks, but.
Yeah, I mean, we'll correct the record.
Or
it's
formalities.
in the
Yes.
same order.
Yeah, more, if we had more than one project on the agenda that night, it probably would have been unclear, but given that there was only one, but that change will be made. Thank you. So Jeffrey has approved, made a motion to approve. Sarah has seconded. All those in favor, raise your hand, please. Okay, motion carries, and it is approved. Okay, second will be the decision of the Development Review Board on January 5th. Is there a motion on that?
So moved.
So moved.
Jeffrey is approving, or moving rather. Is there a second?
Sarah, I'll second.
Got me too, got to me.
All those in favor, raise your hand, please. Motion carries and the decision is approved. Okay, new business. First on the agenda is the trustees of the Berry Lodge, 1535, Benevolent and Protected Order of the Elks, 10 Jefferson Street, continuation to seek approval to construct a patio next to the building on the Jefferson Street side, UC-2 zoning district, design review overlay district. And who is here to speak on that behalf?
That would be me, Jim Fecto.
Okay, did you get that, Janet? Okay, thank you, sir. We do have your application and the update to the information provided. If there's anything further you'd like to add, go ahead and do so.
I don't have anything further. I'm just here to answer any questions that may have been missed in the last session.
Point of order.
What?
Does he have to be sworn in?
Yes, you're right. Sorry. Would you state your name for the record, please?
Jim Fecto.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, so. Okay, now, questions from the board, comments from the board. Jeffrey,
Nothing.
no comments. Sarah?
Yeah. So if I'm remembering correctly, we wanted further information about the lighting and a barrier or some sort of barrier. It looks like you were either going to do the bollards or the fencing. I just wanted to ask for more information about the plan for lighting and the plan for those other details that we had requested information about.
I'm not sure about the lighting. I don't think I got a question about the lighting. If we use anything, it'll be the standard Act 250 downcast LED. But I don't recall getting a question about the lighting. So if that's a stumble, I don't know. So
I'd just like to interject. The material that we received for this application said that it must conform to these standards, which are general standards for all outdoor lighting. So my only question would be, who would review that to be sure that it meets the standards? Janet would. So I think as far as that's concerned, it falls within the Elks to conform with the standards.
yeah, if Janet gives us parameters to follow for the lighting, we will follow them. So.
I'm sure you will. Thank you. David?
No, I'm good. No question. No, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Katrina?
As I recall, we had questions, quite a few questions, and thought that the presentation earlier was inadequate to give us information. For example, what will be the material used for the patio? How permanent and solid is that versus, getting warped after the first winter? Also, there's discussion about the barrier, whether we're doing stanchions or vinyl siding or fencing. And then more importantly, day-to-day operation of this patio. If this intention is for this patio to serve an outside drinking place for Elks members that are utilizing the downstairs bar, which I don't know how many nights a week it's open. What about seating? Are those seats going to stay out? Are they going to be put on at an evening and taken out? And the simple logistics seem to be unclear.
I think I said in my submission, it was gonna be, I can't remember how many seats it was. It's in my original submission. The material of the patio is gonna be dictated by who we can get to volunteer funds and labor to do so. It could be as simple as stone. It could be paved because we've got several members that are in the paving industry, and it could be concrete if we can find somebody to donate the money. Um, I don't know. I don't know what relevance that has on a zoning basis, but I don't know. I mean, if if you need to know the exact material used for the patio, we can come up with that. I don't know. I'm at a loss. So this is a patio. So and there's going to be probably 25, 30 people out there. The lodge operates different hours. I don't think there's going to be people out there after dark. It's probably going to be Saturday afternoon crowd, probably 8, 10 people like there was in the alley before during COVID. I don't know. I don't know what the complication is with this submission.
How about chairs, benches?
There will be tables and chairs.
Will they go in each night?
No,
So they'll become an attraction for passerbys.
they will be out there for people to see.
They will be out there for passerbys to utilize.
That would be trespassing, but yes.
Janet, is there any restrictions about the materials for the deck?
No.
Okay.
Michael?
Oh, yes, I know you've been clear that the material of the patio will be whatever is available. I just wanted to, I had a question about it, which you have answered, but I just wanted to give some context for why I was asking. My concern would be that the sort of, bituminous asphalt paving surface is the kind of thing that, as Katrina pointed out, could become sort of unsightly and hard to use after a short amount of time. And since this is in a high traffic, high visibility area, it seems like it would be a good idea to make sure it's something that is an asset for the future, for both for the Elks and for everyone who's going by it. And so my hope would be that it would be made with something durable. And I think
If you want to condition the permit on us using, whatever you want to put on as a condition, then we will live with it. So,
well,
whatever the board pleases.
I can't do it myself. I just wanted to make it clear where my concern was coming from. And thank you for.
I don't mean to sound frustrated. I just can't understand the complexity of this issue. But we're a volunteer organization for the most part, and we're going to rely on funds that are going to be donated. I have no idea how many people are going to use this patio, and that's why I recommended to the Exalted Ruler that we keep it open to several different materials so that we can maybe not spend $30,000 on something that nobody's going to use. I don't think the Elks, the property itself is well kept. Nobody wants the place to be unsightly. And that's the main entrance to the lodge, or at least the members lounge is that door. So we want everything to look like we want our own house to look. We have no incentive to make something unsightly there. I understand the front yard was dug up because there was some propane tanks or oil tanks years ago. So that's all fresh material that's well drained. It's not going to heave. If it heaves, we'll fix it. So I don't know what, I'm just trying to keep our options open as far as the material of the patio so that we can maybe draw from our membership who can donate this facility.
Great, thanks for the clarification. That's all for me.
Thank you. I think you did explain that pretty well in the material that you submitted. And I believe that there is trust in the Elks organization, that you're not going to place anything there that isn't going to be acceptable and meet all of the standards. thank you.
And if it's not, I'm gonna go to a meeting upstairs and I'm gonna say this looks awful, so.
Thank you. Anything further in respect to this application? Thank you. The board will go into deliberative session at the end of this meeting and make a decision on your application, and you will be notified. You can call Janet tomorrow, and you will be notified in writing within a week.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Bye.
Next order of business. Cole Gloucester Associates, DMS Machining and Fabrication, 10 Transport Drive, seeks height variance for a flagpole in the front yard, industrial zone district. And who's here to, you two are here to speak?
We're the Atwood brothers, Byron Atwood, Charlie Atwood.
Okay.
We're also the abutting landowners where the Colombo building, the Cross building used to be. We own that land.
Okay, good. And I will ask you to raise your right hand, state your names again.
Byron Atwood, Charlie Atwood.
And the testimony you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And I would ask everybody to speak up if you would, please, because I find it hard to understand sometimes on the Zoom participants. So if you wouldn't mind just stepping forward to that table, that would be great. We do have your application in front of us and have read it, and we would let you add anything that you'd like to add, expand, clarify.
One clarification that I would appreciate making is that when we originally submitted the application, we were looking at having the flagpole inside the interior area of DMS. You can see on the map, originally I hand drew and showed where that flagpole would be. Then in thinking more about it was the idea, well, why are we putting a flagpole where really it's in a corner and nobody sees it? We would like to put it in front of the building, in the front yard, and that way it would satisfy the people that work at the company. There are approximately 45 full-time employees. We've been in this location for over 30 years. And when after 9/11, we put up a 25-foot flagpole with about a 3-foot by 5-foot American flag immediately about 3 months after. And over the years, guys, it's been discussed about how we don't really even see it. The building itself is a little over 1 acre. It's around 45,000 square foot facility, what used to be Whitcomb and Cook. And the flag is basically lost. And so what we would appreciate being given the permission to do would be to put a 60-foot flagpole in the front of the building with a 12-foot by 18-foot American flag, and with appropriate lighting. And we, have materials, and we could submit and talk about the quality itself of the flagpole and the lighting system above, which is specifically engineered to simply rotate with the direction the flag's flying, light straight down. And so therefore, in terms of light pollution, negligible, and was specifically designed by this company and well-tested many of these installations around the country, and not shine into neighbors' eyes. And as well, the land that we own right next to where La Crosse is, and it's very obvious to see where La Crosse is, but you can see La Crosse is a 14,000 square foot building, and our building's significantly larger, and in that corner, that flag is lost. And so basically, we are here because the people at DMS would like to see something much more significant when they come to work and drive in. And I would also like to say that in terms of if the flagpole that we're looking at rated up to 150 mile/hour winds, and if it were to fall over, that it would land on existing DMS property. The power poles are on the other side of Boynton Street up against the jail branch. And it would not even hit our own incoming wires, which provide us telephone, et cetera, service. We take tremendous pride in that location. We have done a significant amount of work in that area, including siding the entire building, which is about 1/4 mile to walk around. We have cleaned up the disaster across. We take pride in Boynton Street and look to help that neighborhood look wonderful. It's proportionately in line with the lights that are on the playing field at Spalding High School on the other side of the jail branch. And I think it's, quite frankly, it would be a nice enhancement for the neighborhood. I think that the lights on the playing field speak well for Barry. We like that very much. And I think that the flagpole would be a beautiful addition as well. And we do it out of love of country. We do it out of the idea that we are working people in Barry who actually make things of large scale. And we have been doing this for over 30 years. We have many customers throughout the state. And the fact of the matter is we've looked to try to make that the best absolute facility we have, and we'd like to put up a flagpole that represents that, and are willing to spend the approximately $20,000 that it would cost. It would be about $4,000 for the lighting system that would shine straight on the flag, not out, and not disruptive to anyone. And it's about $12,000 for the flagpole. It's top quality. And then we would put in the appropriate foundation for it, concrete, and do that installation. What we think would be an absolute excellent enhancement. And it speaks to the pride of people, I think, not just in the company, but in the neighborhood, and for Barry as well, a working town. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to point out that that picture that you had up on the screen, that is the location that we are thinking of putting the flagpole. You mentioned changing it. That was an earlier version. The version that you have right there, that is the correct location on that red star where the flagpole would go.
Okay, thank you.
Based on that pic, can I ask a question?
Yeah, no, you wait to be called upon, please. Michael, we'll start with you. Any questions, comments in regard to the application?
Yeah. In granting this variance, one of the criteria that has to be met is to propose the least deviation possible from the ordinance that will afford relief. So your current flagpole, you said, was 25 feet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it seems like the ordinance would permit a flagpole that is 11 feet taller than the current flagpole, and it certainly would permit the new location. My question for you is why 24 feet above what is permitted in the ordinance is the least deviation possible?
Well, it all depends on perspective, I would imagine. I would say that if you knew that the building was 37 foot tall at the peak, then you'd understand that from the front you would not be able to see that flag. We have a 60-foot boom lift that we went up 60 foot and looked at, and you cannot see it from the front driving in. And the people who work at the company come driving in on the upper left on that driveway. And so for them to start their day, that's the inspiration that they would like to have. At DMS, we make big things, we think big.
Can I?
It's all about scale. Please understand
Yeah.
that building.
Let me ask a follow-up question, please.
Michael, Michael, please let him finish what he's saying. He's the
Okay,
applicant.
certainly.
Listen to him.
And so please,
By all means, yes.
the scale is sometimes difficult to see from a picture like that. Basically, you're looking at a building that's approximately 45,000 square foot top down, and we're talking about putting up a 216 square foot flag.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Trying to get back to where I was. Right. So when you were saying that 60-foot flag wouldn't be seen behind it, it seems like we're talking about a new location, right? And so the height of the flag in its current location wouldn't really be part of how we'd think about how visible the flag is in the new proposed location, correct?
We'd like to be able to get the flag up above the peak of the building so that you can see it from around the whole facility. And if it's less than that, you won't be able to view it from all sides.
Yeah, that's definitely true. One thing I would like to point out before, and that was my only question, is that my understanding is the reason that the limit for accessory buildings is the height of the is the same as the height of the main buildings, is to avoid a kind of arms race of making things taller to make them easier to see. And I recognize that we're talking about this as being a flagpole that's going to have the American flag flying on it, but certainly once the flagpole is permitted, any kind of flag could be flown on it. And so it's not really part of the conversation, which which message you're putting on the flagpole when we approve, the variance for the flagpole itself. No, I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Katrina?
I have no questions.
Thank you. David?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Jeffrey?
I'm good.
Sarah?
I was wondering if someone could just point out on this overview that we're seeing where the existing flagpole is.
Right there where Janet's.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Are we all set? Any further questions, comments by anyone?
The only thing I'd like to say is we have no plans of flying any other flag, only the American flag. If you can put that in writing, we can verify that. We are just going to fly the American flag on that.
It does seem obvious from the way you made your presentation, and I commend you. It seems that patriotism these days is a short supply. And my personal feelings, I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
As I mentioned before, the board will go into deliberative session at the end of this meeting and make a decision. You will be notified within a week by letter, or you can call Janet in the morning or anytime tomorrow, and she will give you the board's decision. They thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you.
Bob, a nice granite base around the farm. Really?
Look at Bob trying to sell some more granite.
Okay, lost my agenda.
Maybe they need to have it sculpted too.
I think, make it look like. It would look nice.
You too. Drive safe.
Might hurt your budget. You like it, Bob, thank you.
Okay, the third item on the agenda, the Vermont Granite Museum in Barre, 56 Depot Square, subdivision of property into 2 parcels, seeking sketch plan approval, UC-1 zone district, AE special flood hazard area, historic overlay district, design review overlay district, designated downtown district, Barre downtown historic district. I guess we covered everything there.
I was gonna say, not at all.
Is it in the residential district too?
Okay, would you state your name for the record, please?
My name's Bob Pope.
And raise your right hand. Swear the testimony you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
I thank you. Go ahead with any comments or concerns,
Uh,
clarifications?
We think it's pretty straightforward. The museum owns the depot building and the adjacent parking lot, which we lease back to the city. And we've decided that it would be in our long-term interest to have the option to do something separate with the depot versus the parking lot. So we'd like to separate the 2 parcels. The city has a right of first refusal should we ever decide to sell the parking lots, and that would be maintained. It would just be a cleaner situation if we opt to sell the depot at some point, that we don't have to deal with the parking lots at the same time. We did talk to the city. They are not interested in the depot. If they do have an opportunity to buy the parking lot itself.
Thank you. Jeffrey?
Were these ever separate parcels before? No? Okay.
David?
No, no questions. I'm good.
Sarah?
All set, thank you.
Okay, Michael?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Katrina?
It looks pretty simple to me that you just want to separate out the parking area to the lot of the depot. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? Janet, we have two other people, Esther Lopez and Dave Marshall.
Mr. Lutz, you can ask them if they would like to speak to the project, to the subdivision at all, and then you have to recommend.
Okay. Do either one of you, Esther Lopez and David Marshall, have any comments on any of the agenda items?
Chair Dave Marshall here. No, I'm all set. Thank you.
Esther?
I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any further comments? If not, again, as I stated, we'll go into deliberative session. You'll be notified within a week by letter, or you can call Janet in the morning or anytime tomorrow, and she'll give you the decision of the board. Thank you so much for being here. Janet is.
Just as a reminder to the board members, this is a two-step process. Tonight was the sketch plan approval. The next meeting that they come forth, they will have the final plat ready to go, which upon approval, the chair will sign and it will be all set in stone. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't ask you if there was anything to be read into the record.
None.
It wasn't. Okay, thank you. If there is and I forget that, Janet, if you just let me know.
Yes.
Okay,
I'll make a motion, we go into deliberative session, inviting Janet to come in with us.
Second.
okay, thank you. All those in favor, raise your hand, please.
All right.
Okay, the board will go into deliberative session now. Janet will join us.
Esther and David, if you're gonna hang out, I'm gonna have to create a breakout room, otherwise.
No, I'm okay. I just thought I didn't know if you intended the pun about set in stone with the Vermont Granite Museum. That's all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Dave Delcor's still there.
David? David, are you still there?
Not anymore.
No, okay.
Okay, so I do not need to create a breakout.
It's Dave Delcor, the reporter.
Okay, all right, we will, discuss first the trustees of the Berry Lodge application. Any comments?
Wait.
She's gotta stop
I
recording.
gotta stop the recording.
She's gotta stop the recording.
Oh, you haven't stopped it yet, Janet?
Not yet, hold on,
Okay.
right there.
Do you wanna stop it or pause?